I want to bring on a special guest, Brittany, Sherell.
Hello.
Hey, Brittany, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm great. Happy Monday. How you feeling
Thank
today?
you. I am feeling absolutely beyond blessed and just grateful to be here.
Amen. Well, it's always a pleasure to chat with you. Brittany is one of the amazing students in our mastermind program. And she's also going to use a lot of the launch strategies that we teach in the Affluent Authors Accelerator. Can you please introduce yourself to everyone, Brittany? Tell everybody who you are, what you do, and the
Absolutely.
awesomeness that you are.
I appreciate that. I am Brittany Sherell, and I teach emerging entrepreneurs how to turn their expertise into a high impact coaching program, even if you don't know where to start.
Awesome. So, I know that we're currently working together, but can you share with everybody some of the things, because you were already a published author, you already had a book, but you weren't seeing some of the momentum and growth that you wanted in your coaching business. So can you just share with everybody like what some of your challenges were and why you decided to work with us?
Absolutely. So I did have a book, but y'all, I wrote the book back in 2019, and I made a post one day about the book. This was like towards the end of last year, I think. I made a post on my Facebook about the book, and people were literally commenting, congratulations. And I was like, see, your girl need to step her game up, because the fact that these people are saying congratulations, there are way too many people who do not know about this book, because I wrote the book and I did nothing with it. And so one of the things that I was struggling with was, even though I had my coaching program, I felt like I was just throwing stuff against the wall, praying something would stick. I was just winging it all the time. I didn't really have any structure. I was trying to figure out, like, what am I even doing? I was tired of just exerting so much energy without strategy, because the thing is, a lot of us are high achievers. We are go-getters. And so we are about going and getting the bag. We're about going and running the play. But if you're running the wrong play, it's still not going to yield the results you desire. It's just going to burn you out. It's going to frustrate you, and it can possibly kill your desire to follow through on the big ideas that God has planted on your heart. And that's where I was getting frustrated. I was just like, I know God did not give me these big ideas just to tease me. I know that he's given them to me to trigger me into action, but I need to make sure I'm taking the right kind of action. So I just got into a place of burnout. I was tired of trying to figure stuff out. I was severely undercharging. We still going up on that part. But there is so much growth that has happened, but just needing the mindset shift, because I was always helping other people get to their next level, helping other people make tons of money. But I was not seeing that same type of fruit in my business. So I needed to learn how to overcome myself, how to overcome the things that I told myself I had overcome, but obviously I had not, because I was not seeing the fruit of the kind of person who had overcome those things. So yeah, I was like stuck in my head with a lot of stuff, because I felt like I kept throwing stuff on the wall. Something might stick, but I didn't know how to repeat it. I didn't know. I was just like at the just out here swinging, like just no clue, no strategy, no structure at all.
And so you decided to come and work with us over in Impact University. What made you take that leap?
Well, I saw after, I was like, okay, we get caught up in wanting to do stuff ourselves. We think we're saving money by trying to figure it out on our own. We think, I could just go read the books. I can listen to the podcast. I'm really good at integrating information and then implementing it. But I had been doing that for so long, and I was still not getting where I desired to be. And so all I could think to myself was, if you say no to this opportunity, what is your alternative? Because I had already exhausted all of the other alternatives I knew. And so I made a decision in that moment that I was not going to allow my perceived limitations to lead me, the things that I thought I didn't have, the resources I thought I didn't have, the capacity I thought I didn't have. I was not going to allow any of those things to lead me, because I owe it to God to exhaust every gift, every strategy, every skill that he has placed in my stewardship. I am responsible for that. And it's bigger than me. When I say no, or when I say not right now or not yet, I am not able to speak only on my time. When I say those things, I'm speaking that over the people and the lives that are also attached to me. I don't know who it is who needs to hear what I have to say. I don't know who it is who needs to be under my shepherd, under my watch in my coaching program or in my businesses. I don't know who needs to read this book. When I say no, or not yet, or I can't, or any of those limiting things, I'm also saying that on behalf of those people too. I am stunting their growth. I am holding them back. I am delaying the breakthrough that they deserve and that they desire. And so in that moment, I realized the responsibility was way too big. Because there is, when you know that you have a calling on your life, you also have to acknowledge that there is a carrying that comes with that. There is a responsibility, a heightened level of responsibility that comes with that calling.
I'm just gonna mic drop. Because listen, I'm speechless. I'm that's a mic drop. Okay. Woo. All right. So Brittany, would you mind sharing some of the shifts that you made and the results that you experienced due to making those shifts?
One of the biggest shifts was that I deserve to be paid at the level at which I produce. For so long, I was okay with helping other people do that for themselves. I was always hyping other people up to do it, but I struggled a lot. And Jasmine's always getting on me about this, but like, I had to truly believe that I was worthy of being paid at the level at which I produce. The truth is, when my prices are not positioned properly, I'm actually turning away the key people that I am called to serve, because they think it's sketchy. In their heads, they're like, if Boo is all that she says she is and all that other people say she is, why her rates so low? Why do her rates not reflect the level of excellence at which she produces? And so having someone in your ear to stretch you when you want to hide is invaluable. Having someone sees you when you think you shrinking and you gonna like just tap out for a second, and somebody come tap you on your shoulder, hey, where you at, what you doing, what you working on, that is invaluable. I don't care how much you think you know. I don't care you know, how many people you think you already have in your circle. Having someone like Jasmine is like having strategic partnerships, someone that can see you when you struggle to see yourself, someone that can see you beyond where you see yourself, because we're limited by our own capacity. Like, I'm only one person. I only have a limited amount of thoughts. I have a limited perspective. And so having partnership with Jasmine, it automatically increases that. Like, now you get to leverage what she knows. You get to leverage her vision, because she's a covering. Like, she's not just a coach, she's a covering, because she helps you sidestep or miss certain pitfalls that other people typically fall into. Wasting money on certain things you don't really need to spend money on. Wasting time on stuff that don't really matter and is not even going to move the needle in your business. And so I just truly appreciate that, because that was one of my biggest struggles. It's just believing that I should be paid at the level at which I produce.
And once you made that shift,
to respect it.
And you didn't just make shifts with your prices. What shifts did you make to align with the price increase?
I became somebody different. you cannot just say what you want without being very self-aware about who you need to become in order to steward those things well. Because the truth is, God is not giving you gifts and skills for you to fumble them. He's giving them to you to produce, to go throughout the world and be fruitful and multiply, essentially to be an agent on his behalf. And so with that being said, I had to become somebody different. And so this was largely because of Jasmine. Like, I changed how I started my days. I started making time to be quiet and listen to God in the morning. You know, I'm good for talking to him. You know, I tell him every little thing, like, all right, Lord, it's a little too hot out here. Can we get a little rain or something to cool us off? I'll tell him about every little detail. The problem is, I also realized I was not making space to hear from him. I can't go and try to tell this man everything to do. Like, I know what I need, I know what I want. But then if I'm gonna sit here and try to tell him how to do it, then why I ain't do it? And so that was one of the key things I started doing, was making space in the mornings to actually hear from God, and to pour into myself first. I had to relearn how to treat myself, how to set those boundaries. And so having those routines in place, routines equate to respect. Respect for yourself. You respect your time. You respect your value. You respect the way you pour into others so much that it is a non-negotiable to first pour into yourself before you step into the middle of your day. And so being able to establish those routines and establish that self-respect aligned me to be able to command that type of respect through the way I position my rates in my business as well.
Amazing. Amazing. So after you made those shifts, you started becoming into someone new. You began to allow you the value that you provided, the expertise that you provided to show in your rates. Would you mind sharing, only if you're comfortable, you know, what that looked like financially, you know, up to now in your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I came in, I can't even tell y'all what I was charging, because
You could
honestly,
tell
it
it.
just depended.
Because somebody
It was
asked, you said,
like,
how long have you been working with us? You started in November, I believe.
yeah. And so here's what I say. I don't remember what I was charging individually for people to work with me, because it depended on the day. I ain't had no respect for my gifts, my skills. It was like, if you gave me a little sob story, I was probably gonna just run a little discount or something. So I didn't have any structure when it came to my pricing, any strict boundaries. Now, in an overarching view, I went from averaging probably about $1,500 a month, even though I was on some large platforms. So y'all, you cannot get caught up in vanity metrics. You cannot. Do not get caught up in the vanity, because you see people who are speaking on pretty stages, or you see them associated with big names. Do not get caught up in that vanity, because they may not be being compensated for their value on the back end, but you don't know that. And that's why we have to be zoned in on what our journey is. And so when I started, I was averaging about $1,500 a month. And I started in November. And y'all, by January, it was like 26,000 in a month. So one of the biggest shifts that you need to make is that it does not have to take forever. It can literally happen for you now. I kept telling myself a while back, and that was part of the reason I priced the way I did, because you hear all this rhetoric online, like it's going to take you, you know, at least 10 years to start making the money you deserve to make, and all of this kind of stuff. I was allowing those things to be, I was subscribing to those beliefs, and I had to hit unsubscribe. It does not have to take you 10 years. It does not have to take you 3 years. If I did it from November to January, you could do it in the first 30 days.
What would you say has been your revenue up to this point? Because I know you've been making some shifts and adjustments as well. So like, what would you say has been your total revenue up to this point?
Oh, let's see.
LB did the same thing. She was like, let's see. Let me think about it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest. One of the things that's super important about what I shared a little while ago is when you get so locked into becoming someone different, you're not so as consumed with the money side of things. Like, it's important to drive your business, but I think before I was just always focused on, child, I got to make some money because I got these bills gonna be rolling in. But it's like when you become someone different, the things you focus on shift as well. And so it's not like that focal point where I'm just like, child, I gotta shift something, make something shake. You know, it's not in that same mode. So just thinking roughly offhand, I'm probably sitting over 50K at this point.
And that was more than what you used to make teaching in a year.
Yes.
And you've done that in the past, 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months. So what are your goals for the next 3 months? I'm putting you on the spot. Ooh. What's your goals for the next quarter?
Man, I'm locked in, I'm loaded, and I'm ready to go. So for the next 6 months, I am going for nothing less than 300K.
Oh, let's make it happen. Oh, let's make it happen.
300K.
Let's make it happen. So I am so proud of you. So what would you say has been the biggest, well, I think you might have answered that because I was going to ask you what the biggest non-monetary win that you have had.
Just believing in myself. And y'all, I had a whole membership, a whole mindset coaching membership. So that's why I say you got to unwire yourself from thinking you know everything it is to know, even about your own area of expertise. Like, you've got to release that. When you say yes to your next, you're also surrendering control. Like, you're surrendering knowing what's next, knowing what to do, knowing every little detail. There is a surrendering that has to happen in order for you to see the success that you desire. So I would say that biggest shift for me was believing in myself at a level that I have not ever done in the past. Because once you activate that belief, and I feel like every level is going to require a different key. So it's never like, now that I believe in myself at this level, because let me tell y'all, even when I made the money, I still, like, Jasmine still had to kind of coach me through some stuff because I got scared. I didn't want people to know I was making the money. So there are certain things that come even after you achieve certain goals that you don't even foresee coming. And that is also the value of having someone like Jasmine to cover you, to come and check in with you, to shepherd you. And so I would say just believing in myself at a level that I have not ever done before is invaluable, because now I can speak in rooms that I would normally shy away from. It impacts every area of your life. You can talk to your family with way more confidence and set boundaries and parameters around what it takes to protect your purpose. It impacts every area of your life.
And my final question for you is, in your opinion, what do you feel differentiates our programs from others?
One, I'm gonna say two things: integrity and the comprehensive nature of the program. So integrity, y'all know it's a lot of people out here who can sell their behinds off. They can sell, and then you sign up for their program and you still looking for the program. You might have signed up for it 3 years ago and you still trying to figure out where the program is, because you get in there and there's nothing reflective of what they just sold to you. I've been in that situation, and investing 5 figures with somebody and logging into a portal, and they got like this little janky, 10-page ebook in there, and you like, it's not. So the integrity is there. And then I said comprehensive because me being a former educator, I appreciate being under the counsel of someone else who takes the attention to detail to the next level in the way that Jasmine does. Like, she provides you with templates. She provides you with very detailed instructions. She walks you through everything. Like, anything you can think about in the process, it's probably already in the portal. You probably ain't even gotta, like, you just gotta look in the portal. Most of the time, if people come even to the calls and they're looking for something, her response is, look in the portal, because it's there. Like, it's so crystal clear. You don't have to search or wonder. It's all just laid out in a very clear manner, easy to access. You don't have to worry about the parts and pieces. She even shows you the programs and software she uses. All of that is there. So it's very comprehensive.
So I know that working with us was one of the largest investments that you had made professionally in your own growth. So if it's someone that was on the fence, maybe they were concerned about the investment, what would you say about them about moving forward?
Even if you feel like you can afford to miss the opportunity, or you can afford to not invest, can your kids afford it? Can your kids afford for you to wait? Can your kids afford for you to pass up on the opportunity? Can your neighbor pass up on the opportunity? Can the people you're called to serve afford for you to pass up on the opportunity? We always take this audacious, really arrogant approach to life as if we have more time. What if we do and the people we're called to serve don't? I don't want to have to answer for that. And I hope you choose not to either.
Mic drop. I totally wasn't expecting that, Brittany. Thank you so much for coming through to share your experience, to share these words of wisdom. Can you tell the people where to find you, how to contact you, how to connect with you, how to, maybe even look into your products and services or events that you have coming up?
Absolutely. One of the best ways to connect with me is on Instagram, and it's just my name, @Brittany Sherell. I would love for you to DM me, let me know if there was something I said that helped you. Those kind of things help push me along the way and keep going. And so connect with me on Instagram, @Brittany Sherell. My website is BrittanySherell.com. And I thank you again for having me.
Thank you so much, Brittany.